What's up, everyone? It's Will from Loaded Duelist bringing you a deck profile that was sent in to me by one of our friends. And this is basically showcasing the Windwitch Eidolon, um, artifact deck. That's going to be. This deck is being really hyped up at the moment. With Fusion Enforcers coming out soon, it's pretty much, getting hyped up. Prices of the cards going up because it's pretty good. So basically, people are calling it the new hat. I don't necessarily agree with that analogy. It's not as back row heavy. It's more like that. It's more monster based, but basically, it has like multiple elements about it that make it good. For one, Windwitch Ice Bell is a one-card Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon that cannot be destroyed by card effects. Because basically, if you open this thing, you control no monsters. You can special this, add this card to your hand, special this, or no, you special this, add this card to your hand, and then special it, and then basically you make a Crystal Wing that cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is really good. You have to control no monsters to do that, though, and on top of that, you can only special summon wind monsters for the rest of the turn. But the reason why the Wind Witches are really good with Alistair and the Eidolon cards is that you can normal Alistair, and he lets you search this fusion card, and you fusion a wind monster, because you can special summon wind monsters for the rest of the turn by banishing the Wind Witches from the graveyard. So you basically bring out this guy who can book a moon a monster during other player's turn. So realistically, you can summon a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon that cannot be destroyed by card effects, and this dude that can book a moon a monster during other player's turn, which is pretty hard to get over. And then on top of that, you can set Sanctums and Dimensional Barriers and Strikes to back you up. So he's running the Artifact engine. Now, it's not like I said, it's not like the Hat engine where, like you're running Ignition and stuff like that. Whereas most of the time, you're only going to be summoning them if you activate Sanctum. But the thing is that you can keep them in the hand, and you can activate Eidolon Summoning Magic and use them to summon the Light Monster, which is also really good. Cause I think he's the best one, because he's the most beefy, and on top of that, he can negate the activation of like any card effect, basically, as long as you can discard the same one from your hand. So the artifact cards are pretty much summoned by Sanctum, and then if not, they're used to fusion summon. Two Ghost Ogre, because it's becoming pretty standard to run two Ghost Ogre in the main deck now, or at least two or three, or at least one. Two Mexi, also pretty standard. Two Dark Hole, I don't know why it's not a Dark Hole and a Raigeki. He said it's just a preference thing, but there's not really any benefit to blowing up your own cards in this deck. One Soul Charge, three Terraforming, because it searches out this card, and this card lets you add Alice to your hand. And Alistair, like I said, the Wind Witch and the Alistair part are probably what makes this mean not like this deck, because it's pretty helmet. In other words, you use a predetermined Wind Witch play, and then Alistair pretty much recycles himself during every turn. So basically, when he's normal summon, you search this card, you activate it, you fusion summon. When this hits the graveyard, you can add Alistair back to your hand and shuffle this card back in your deck, and then next turn you just do it again. So it's that's like the one thing that doesn't make me like this deck, is that it's just very helmet. It does the same play over and over and over, but it's good and it works, right? Three Wonder Wand. This basically can be used on any one of these monsters to pop them and draw two cards, and you can still use Alistair in the graveyard with this card. So you basically have to draw two cards, fusion summon, then add them back to your hand, which is kind of unfair, but whatever. Reckless Magic Circle, like I said, it lets you add the Alistair to your hand, 3 Sanctum, 2 D Barrier, and 3 Strike. In terms of the extra deck, he's running almost all of the Eidolon monsters. I didn't see the water one, I guess because you don't confront Mermail too often nowadays. But those are the names of all of them. I don't know the names of all of them. 1 Crystal Wing, Stardust Dragon, Clearwing Fast, Winter Bell, and 1 Wind-Up Arsenal. So that's the deck profile, guys. Like I said, this deck is going to be TCG legal here pretty soon, and it's being hyped up pretty big. So what do you guys think about the deck profile? And enjoy the replays. Feel free to like and subscribe.